This is the point that starts off with Ben Johns and Annalie Waters serving to Etta Wright and Christian Alshon. Ben serves the ball, leaving it sort of in the mid-court with a decent amount of pace on it, but this allows Christian to go ahead and come up, take that return on the rise as he's coming into the net, and plays the ball back pretty deep for Annalie. This is a great return for him because it forces Annalie to actually end up being on her heels when she's hitting the drop. So we'll play this out real quick. He serves the ball sort of to this area right in here. Christian, being the player that he is, tennis player, stuff like that, he's gonna go ahead and come in, take the ball on the rise, and plays the ball back very deep in the court back here, forcing Annalie Waters back up outside of the baseline, forcing her to then hit the drop on her heels, never a position you want to be in, so really good return by Christian Alshon. Okay, at this point in the point, Annalie is on her heels. She's about to hit her first attempt at a drop. Christian is still running in because he's hit a pretty good return, so he's all the way into the net now. He notices that Annalie is actually going to sort of float up her drop a little bit. She's on her heels. It's really hard to hit a drop when you're off balance falling backwards. So she hits her drop sort of in this direction. It's pretty loopy, it's pretty high. Christian, being the aggressive player that he is, comes over with his forehand, kind of makes Etta move out of the way, and plays another ball back deep to Annalie again, sort of in this general area right here. All while this is happening, Ben Johns is actually trying to move in, make progress towards the net. He stops as soon as he sees that Annalie's drop is high. After Ben decided to move forward a little bit and then stop on the first one, Annalie goes ahead and plays another drop high again. She was once again hitting from her heels, which allows Christian to effectively do the same thing and keep her back in the court. At this point, Annalie is like, yeah, I've had enough of this. I'm not trying to drop and get it anymore. I'm just gonna drive the ball. So she takes the ball, once again, not really on her heels. She's a little more unbalanced for this one, but the ball comes back in this general area right in here. She's gonna step up and hit a drive to this side of the court over here, forcing Christian to move back to his side of the court. Etta's gonna cover a little more. And Christian ends up, because the drive was actually pretty decent, it stayed pretty low, he ends up just playing a flick back to the middle of the court right here, which is pretty easy for Ben to then come over and take the ball there and play a drop into the corner over here. So good teamwork by Ben and Annalie. They go ahead and effectively start to make their way up to the kitchen line, starting with that drive from Annalie, so very good. After Ben hit sort of a loopy drop, it does end up bouncing pretty high. They both start to make their way up to the kitchen line. Annalie is actually moving very quickly up to the kitchen line. She's going. Christian recognizes this and notices that she kind of actually keeps her line on this side open. So he's gonna move up to the ball right here and then play a two-handed backhand, not like a drive. He's not hitting it very hard, but it is aggressive. It has topspin on it. And he's gonna play it in this general direction over here. Annalie, at this point, has to make a quick change of direction and start to cut the ball off and go this way. So as Christian hits the ball sort of over in this area right here, Annalie is running at a diagonal and then tees off with her forehand. Absolutely goes crazy. Notice when Christian has to go and retrieve this ball up here, Etta actually covers the middle of the court because she realizes it's gonna be exposed and that this over here is not a lethal spot for them. It's rare that when the ball is over here, they're gonna be able to send the ball back over here. So this is great court positioning by Etta. She actually covers the middle when her partner has to go in for a shallow ball. Very, very good. So back to Annalie. She's running across the court this way. She blasts a forehand sort of in this general direction, but as you can see, because Etta is the great player that she is and has great court positioning, she's right there to block the ball back into the open court down here, giving them the dub for that point. Excellent point by Christian and Etta. Hey, real quick, before we move on with the rest of the video, I just wanted to inform you about a really exciting offer that we're running on our website for our online instructional pickleball course, 4 Days to 4-0. Right now, with the purchase of our course, we're actually gonna send you our premium paddle, the Spin Boss Pro, absolutely free. If you're interested in that, the link is gonna be in the description to get on that. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out that link. If you're not ready to make the commitment yet, that's totally okay. We actually have something for free that we wanna send you. This is our 4 Days to 4-0 cheat sheet. It goes over all the things in the course and gives you a great outline for what you should be working on in your game. If you want the free bonus, the free cheat sheet, go ahead and just leave the comment in the comments down below, cheat sheet, and we'll get that out to you shortly. Without further ado, back to the video. The key moments that led to success for Christian and Etta on this side, winning this point in the end, is going to be Christian's return, first of all, keeping Annalie back, and then when she plays this ball back here, the fact that Christian ends up coming over and taking this ball and playing it back deep. This repeats a few times in a row, but the emphasis on keeping the opponents deep from Christian is really, really wise. Very, very good play from him, not allowing them to just take the net for free. You never really want to do that. A big mistake that he could have made in this scenario is on one of these balls here where he ends up playing the ball back deep to Annalie in the actual point. A mistake that he could have made is hitting a drop volley just right in here. This basically invites your opponents up to the kitchen for free. So the only time I would ever recommend that you hit a drop volley like that is if your opponents are way back in the court. There's no way that they're going to be able to run up and get that ball. But in this scenario, you're playing against the most athletic female in pickleball right now. So she's definitely going to be able to come up, retrieve that ball, and then you've invited her up to the net for free, which is definitely something you don't want to do. So great court sense by Christian to go ahead and just keep playing the ball deep. That's one of the key components to why they ended up winning this point. The second key component of this point that allowed Etta and Christian to have the upper hand and end up winning the point is going to be in this position when Ben has hit his drop to the corner of the kitchen over there and he starts to make his way in. Annalie as well is quickly approaching the kitchen line. It forces Christian to go ahead and move to the shallow part of the court there because obviously that's where the ball is. And he has to play the ball somewhere now. So there's two key components to the reason this next strategy works. The first one is Etta realizing that Christian has to go into the shallow part of the kitchen for the court. Etta realizing that, and she's gonna go ahead and move over to the center like this to cover all of that real estate in there that these players definitely want to use. They want to use the middle of that court. You don't want to leave an open lane there. So great court sense by Etta Wright to go ahead and cover the middle on that one. Excellent, excellent play. So then Christian ends up playing the ball that he ended up playing in the match right over here to the line. Good ball by him. I like that play. Annalie, who's quickly rushing the net, has to make a quick change of direction and start to go this way at the ball, blast the ball right into Etta's backhand, where then she counters back here. So the key part of this is where Christian hit the ball and where Etta was when she was standing there. So Christian ended up hitting down the line because he realized that Etta had moved over. So this is great teamwork by them. I don't know if they communicated it, you couldn't really hear, but great teamwork by them. When he goes in, she covers the middle. When he realizes that she covered the middle to cover his ground, obviously he's not gonna take this ball back cross court. That would be a huge mistake. If he took this ball right here back to this side of the court, that allows Ben to come over here, leaving the line totally exposed to go up the line there. So you definitely don't want to do something like that. He did the right thing by playing it where now they both effectively can cut off the angle of the ball, and that's exactly what ended up happening with Annalie hitting her ball here and Etta Wright being ready for the counter. So great play by them.